Hey everyone, my name's Erik Thor, and in today's video we are going to be visiting some healthy patterns for INFPs. I want to make this video because I think that there are a lot of negative stereotypes about INFPs, and I want to show how INFPs are at their best when you see them in a healthy situation and under ideal conditions. What I found is that INFPs have 4 key patterns, or rather 6 actual patterns that are key to them as INFPs. The 4 general patterns that I've seen with INFPs is that first and foremost they are sensitive and intense types, similarly to the INFJs. They have an intense energy, sensitive energy that I think is pretty unique to these types. Beyond this, INFPs and INFJs share similar tendency towards being philosophical types that live more in their heads than in reality some of the time. I find that some key differences I see in INFPs that are healthy often is that the INFPs are in many ways reporters. They listen very well. They are said to be the best listeners of all types. They are good at seeing things from different nuances and from listening in a deep and intense and nuanced manner. They reflect, they see, they hear, they understand, and that's usually their main asset, their ability to understand other people around them without saying anything, without necessarily sharing anything. They still see a lot, notice a lot, and they do show a lot of concern to other people. It sometimes might be hard to notice how an INFP shows love, because an INFP is not a very affectionate person. But the INFP is a very concerned person, a person that listens, pays a lot of regard, and makes a lot of compromises and small changes beneath the surface to make sure other people can be happy. They try to give, and they try to adjust and to show consideration to other people's needs and to their emotions. They are not types that tend to go out of their way to help other people, but when they find something that another person needs and they can give it, they will give it. They won't change themselves to give it to other people, but they will give it. They will give a lot of themselves, and they will adjust a lot of themselves to be good to other people. Another thing about INFPs is that INFPs are in many ways creative types. Often their creativity far excels that of an INFJ, for example. Or for example, for that matter, an INTJ. An INFP is in many ways going to consider more options and more possibilities than an INFJ. Where an INFJ or an INTJ might be a little more stuck or set in their mind, INFPs will initially seem dismissive, as all introverts can sometimes do, but they do think about it, and they do muse over it, and they do consider it in a way that sometimes can be hard with an INFJ or an INTJ. They will spend a lot of time thinking about if it's right or wrong, or what they can do, or if they can find a way to make sure it happens. And they will try to do what they can without compromising themselves to other people. INFPs, as their most healthy pattern, of course, are people that have a high talent for theory and for philosophy. You can find a surprising amount of INFPs in academia and in university level educations and higher level educations overall. You'll notice that INFPs tend to be among the smarter personality types. Like, they are in the traditional definition of intelligence as IQ, fluid IQ. INFPs tend to dominate along with INTPs and INFJs and INTJs and ENFPs and ENTPs. INFPs strike themselves out of these statistics as surprisingly good, surprisingly intelligent. With INFPs, what I tend to notice is that INFPs are people that don't tend to be very combative. They won't make a big fuss in groups. They won't be the people to cause havoc or to engage or confront other people on various issues. They will have their own opinions and their own thoughts, of course, but often the INFPs see so many nuances, and it's hard for them to choose which nuance is their nuance or the right nuance. Often for the INFP, it's that they can see multiple different options, and that keeps them from becoming in many ways missionaries for these opinions, or to become stuck up or set in their ways with these opinions. There is, however, a difference in that when INFPs are stressed or in crisis, they will become unusually confrontative, but usually that's for a very short moment. That's a short peaking phase of being more aggressive that usually lasts for less than a day, rarely more than a few hours or a few minutes. INFPs are overall the most peaceful personality types out there. The problem is for the more unhealthy INFPs, repressed anger, repressed anxieties that can come up to the surface. So often INFPs are the people that are going to be the most likely to be overall very peaceful and supportive and understanding, good listeners and good at seeing nuances. But when they get angry, when they get into their worst, that might shift, and for a brief moment you will see the dark side of the INFP. Looking at healthy patterns in the INFPs, you'll find that INFPs are also going to be the people that are great at making research out of people. By analyzing patterns in people and by listening to people and by getting people's stories out and organizing them and finding them, INFP researchers tend to be like deeper journalists that can spend many years, preferably decades perhaps, exploring people and seeing them from different nuances. And you have many researchers like Elaine Aron and like other thinkers out there that strike themselves out as doing this, working and making research and making scientific discoveries through listening to other people and through studying nature, animals, biology, and people from a deeper perspective. INFPs tend to be highly sensitive people. Often among the more sensitive types, INFPs tend to be in the lead along with INFJs as the most likely to identify as highly sensitive. From the introverted perspective, INFPs tend to be slow-moving types. Like, it can take a long time to notice when an INFP comes to their best. They might take many decades to mature and to hit that point where they finally bloom or finally become find that true sense of identity. For a long time they may struggle with issues, they will be in processing and healing and dealing with various issues, but when they are clear they will make up for a lot of that time they spent in contemplation. While INFPs can look like very little is happening in their lives and like they keep getting in the same patterns, suddenly when they're ready you'll notice that they will make a lot of changes and they will make a lot of new movements in a very short time. INFPs will often be types that need a long time to know what they want to do with their life, and that's often something that can stress INFPs when younger, that question of what am I supposed to do with my life, what fits me best. And often I think what INFPs will notice is that they keep thinking about that ideal career, that ideal way to live, and sure, you have plenty to pick from. You can be a journalist, you can go into academics, you can go into some form of area where you can help people or work with people or charities or non-profits. You can go into healthcare or some form of field like that. And you can do really well as an INFP. But what you might want to consider is that perhaps there is no ideal career for you, in the sense that perhaps you don't want that perfect career. Perhaps you're not. It's not that for an INFP becoming actualized is about finding the right career or deciding what you want to do with your life. Because most people, 80% of the people, tend to find their work as pointless anyways, no matter what type they are. Perhaps what you will ideally want to do as an INFP is find a career that supports you in doing what you love. And that allows you free time, the ability to be close to your parents or family or friends and the people you love. Perhaps also you want to have a career that allows you the freedom to explore non-profit work and activism on the side to make a difference for the world for the better. Otherwise, I would also strongly recommend that if you do want to pursue a career, don't be so easily discouraged as an INFP, because yes, when you think about it, very few people can make it in academics, but remember this also, that INFPs are very rare. Like there are very few people out there that think like you do and that feel the way you do and that are able to think like you do. So you do have a competitive edge that you're not even aware of. Very few people become academics, but consider that academics is a very intuitive dominated field, and that intuitives tend to make out around 20-30% of the population. So even right there, you have a chance to strike yourself out from these statistics. You already have some advantages going for you that might help you in even your more idealistic, crazy ideas. For as an NF, you might also want to consider recreative fields. NFs can do really well in acting, music, and other art-related fields. A lot of people call INFPs the artists, and I would agree. INFPs can make great artists, and art is a great way for an INFP to use their feeling networks and their feeling functions to the max, and to process your emotions in a way that is very friendly to an INFP. I think that when you get down to it, what you want to look for as an INFP is balance and introspection, closeness to nature and to animals, closeness to others, depth and meaningful connection with other people, the chance to process what you want and what is important to you, time to center yourself if you feel like you're becoming reckless or restless or doing silly things. You'll want the chance to... You'll want people that will share things with you, people that will communicate with you deeply and that will show themselves in a very honest and very authentic way. You'll want people that give you the true them to you. You'll want meaningful connections and strong bonds, and you'll want to make sure that you have people that can bring harmony and change and positive stimulation into your life. As an INFP, I think it's easy sometimes to feel a little stuck or a little like life is proceeding a little slowly for you, and that all this bureaucracy, work, all those things keep swamping up on you, and it's something that's hard to deal with and something you keep postponing and procrastinating on. Then sometimes it can be really good to have friends around you that can help you, and to ask for help, and to work together with other people to make sure that you find meaning in what you do, and that even though bureaucracy and work in that real world might seem cold and heartless in a sense, you can still be you in all of that, and you can still make the decision to use bureaucracy to be happy and to be good and to live a life of meaning to you. So I hope this video was a good one for you INFPs, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and as always, may your neurons be with you.